Tell Me Something Good. This is Bishop Pelt, and this is Tell Me Something Good podcast. It is my desire to inspire, to inform, to help you do good, be good, and as you go through life, tell someone something good. A lot of people have issues, experiences that seem to bring them down. And part of my job is to help you remind them, listen, as long as you're above ground, keep looking up, keep getting up. And one of the ways you can do that is realize that sometimes you just have to walk wounded. You know, I'm older now and my body don't seem to recover as quickly as I want it to. And I noticed I had a heel spur. The bottom of my foot, you all know that tendon in your foot that starts making it difficult to walk. I know I was kind of dragging my foot. I couldn't put pressure on my foot. I couldn't stand up. Things I had to come to grips with is that injury does not stop movement. Injury does not close doors. What you must do is learn to walk wounded. So I had to do a few things. First off, when I got a chance to rest, I did rest. And so one of the ways I would just tell you that if you have come through a wounded situation, it's okay to rest. You know, the thing that kind of got to me when I was going through this situation with my feet, here is the place of my mobility, that is the place of my misery. And that's one of the hardest things about being wounded. You never seem to be wounded in some place that you don't need. You're wounded in something that is essential to what you need to do. It is the place of my mobility is the place of my misery. And when I put the weight of my body on my feet, I literally could not stand. The doctor said, hey, just take some rest. Listen, take the weight off and rest. Once I took the weight off and rest, guess what? He then sent me, the podiatrist in this case, sent me to a store to get me some of those insoles. And, you know, I used to pick at older people about, look at them, they got to wear them therapeutic shoes. Well, listen, I went right on out and got me them shows and put them right in the bottom of my shoe. And guess what? It was wonderful. Pain was still there. But can I tell you something? I can make progress for the first time. It somehow, I don't know all the science behind it. All I know is when I put a thing in the shoe and I put my foot in the shoe and I still felt the pain, but the pain was not at a level that was not going to allow me to progress. Folks, after you rest, I need to tell you something. You got to progress. Guess what? There may be some things you need to do to figure out how to spread out that pain, to handle that pain. But can I tell you something? One of the things I realized with this walking wounded, I had to make some new decisions in my purchases. I literally had to buy different shoes. And this is one of the things I know we don't like to admit. But sometimes when you get wounded, it's a reminder that you got to walk a different way. So I had to realize there were a pair of shoes. Matter of fact, I'm a bishop, so I call my bishop shoes. And though I like them, they were causing me pain. They were the reason that my foot was so inflamed. And the doctor said, listen, you may like that style, but you're going to need another shoe. Now, here's one of the things that happened that I didn't like with walking. I did get picked at a little bit, because when people saw me with my new shoe, they go, Bishop, and next thing you know, buddy, hey, you're going to be on a tricycle. Oh, Bishop, you're going to be walking around with a cane. It would be one thing for them to say, hey, man, we see you trying to recover. We see you trying to do better. But sometimes when people see you walking wounded, they just add a little more weight. Guess what? I can move. And can I tell you what I did? I moved away from those people who would aggravate me about my shoe. Sometimes you got to understand that when you make the change in your walk, you change in your walk so you can walk away from the thing that wounded you in the first place. You don't have to stay there. Life worth living. So take the time to walk away. Now I realize, again, that is probably the toughest part, because it's old Bishop Pelt. You're talking about shoes. You're talking about what? Can I tell you something? There's just some places I really can't go anymore. There's certain things I just don't do anymore. And I had to make up in my mind that if I'm going to walk and I'm going to walk wounded, I'm never going to walk wounded to the person who hurt me again. You know, the scripture says it like this: live peaceably, all possible within you. There's some people, the only peace we going to have is when we walking past each other. I see you, in the culture that I'm African American, you just give them headache. That's all you're going to give. I don't have a whole lot of discussion. Why? Because you wounded me. And the best thing for me to do to live beyond the wound is to walk away. Again, I'm a preacher. Jesus is the ultimate person that showed you how to walk while you're still wounded. You know, Jesus could have, by all account, healed himself, blessed himself, avoided foolishness, but he was walking wounded. Every day he walked wounded, somebody got better. I don't know if I've ever done this to y'all, but I just want to tell somebody, if you're walking wounded today, Jesus says, listen, when you look at me, I'm still wounded. Hey, this is Bishop Pelt. Listen, on my screen right here is all my information. I hope this has been a blessing to you, because again, I want you to know something. Somebody needs to know something good, and guess what? Pick your feet up, wobble if you have to, walk wounded, then throw your hands up and say, thank the Lord, and tell someone something good.